Hello YouTubers and fellow Whovians, and welcome to another Doctor Who DVD review. This time I shall be taking a look at the special edition release of Remembrance of the Daleks, and this for me was one of the best 7th Doctor stories in the original run. It's just a brilliant story, and yes, the special edition is easily a great release by 2Entertain and BBC Entertainment worldwide. So, without further ado, we're going to look at the showcasing of this cover. So, the top half, seeing as this was released, I think in either 2007 or 8, I can't remember, it was one of those years anyway. They do not have the purple logo at the top, so there's no need to swap around the logo in this case. It says Remembrance of the Daleks Special Edition, and the Special Edition bit is in like a goldish, yellowish colour. I have no idea. And we have the 7th Doctor at the centre here of the cover. There's a lot of things going on this cover. We've got this spaceship thingy here, which is actually the Dalek spaceship, so they look different in this story for some reason. I kind of prefer the sources from the Dalek invasion of Earth and from what we see in the new series. We've got a van which is just like going away from an explosion there. We've got these odd patterns as well at the back. That's quite interesting, but I suppose it will have to do. And it's like some sort of thing, like all these circles going out here. So, yeah, they do that a lot on the DVD covers. We all know about that by now. But we've got 3 different types of Daleks here. We've got at the centre the leader of the Renegade group, which is the Supreme Dalek. A lovely design of Dalek. On the left we have the Imperial Dalek, which is just the main drone Dalek. There was quite a few of these in this story. Kind of like the Necros Dalek from the previous Dalek story, Revelation of the Daleks, but it's kind of different in some ways. Different pattern on the neck and everything like that. And we have the ever so famous Special Weapons Dalek on the right of this cover. Now, interestingly, with this DVD release, it came with a slipcase. This story was a very monumental story in Doctor Who history, as it did celebrate 25 years of the show. This was, in a way, the 25th anniversary special. Well, technically that was Silver Nemesis, but the less we talk about that story, the better. Because, let's face it, Silver Nemesis is like one of the worst Cybermen stories that have ever been made, in my opinion. So, Remembrance of the Daleks is just way more fitting, because this is easily one of the best Dalek stories ever made, and definitely one of the best 7th Doctor TV stories. But like I said, this is a special edition, and it came with a slipcase, and I'm going to give you a look at the slipcase in a moment. But first, we'll just take a look at the rest of the standard stuff. So that's the spine there. And here we've just got some screen grabs from the episodes. It's a 4-part story. It was the season premiere for the 25th season, an absolutely brilliant season, apart from Silver Nemesis, in my opinion. A great way to follow on from what's considered to be by many the worst season of Doctor Who, which was season 24. So Ben Abramovich wrote this story. Brilliant writer he is. He wrote some Big Finish audios as well. So London, 1963, and the Doctor returns to Cold Hill School with his new companion Ace, where he has unfinished business. His oldest foes, the Daleks, are on the trail of Time Lord technology, an artifact the Doctor himself left behind on Earth. Enlisting the assistance of the local military, the Doctor must protect the Gallifreyan secret of time travel as two opposing Dalek factions meet in an explosive confrontation with the fate of the entire universe at stake. We have a monumental amount of special features here. We've got the commentary, which is a usual thing. That's just by the main leads, Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred. We have Back to School. The cast and crew talk about the making of the story, accompanied by rare behind-the-scenes material. That features Simon Williams, who played Gilmore. We had Karen Gledhill, who played Alison, writer Ben Abramovich, script editor Andrew Cartmel, and director Andrew Morgan. Remembrance's cast and crew discuss the influences and references to other Doctor Who adventures in the story. Yes, this is full of references, and unlike Attack of the Cybermen, this was necessary to revisit a certain setting that had not been seen since the very first Doctor Who story, An Unearthly Child. I don't want to spoil that much for you, but you've probably seen the story anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. We have Davros Connections, an in-depth look at the history of the Daleks' creator. We have a 5.1 mix, a new Dolby 5.1 surround mix specially produced for this DVD. We have extended and deleted scenes, and these were unused scenes, and they were introduced by Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred. It would have been cool if they actually had them in the story. We have outtakes, bloopers and gaffes from the story, multi-angle sequences, view of two key scenes from a choice of angles, trailers and continuity, isolated music track, photo gallery, radio times billings, reduction information subs, and finally a digitally remastered pictures and sound quality, because a DVD release is not complete without a great picture and sound quality, otherwise it's shit. So we have the main broadcast dates for this story, and it was between the 5th and 26th of October 1988, produced by John Nathan Turner, and this was directed by Andrew Morgan. The runtime is 97 minutes. It's 4 parts long, so 4 times 25. It's roughly that's your lot. So leaflet here, usual stuff. We all know about this by now. Disc 1 got the Daleks unearthed there. Disc 2, Davros Connections, Davros Daleks. Interestingly enough, we have the Michael Wisher Davros, which some consider to be the definitive version of the character. So here is the main slipcase, and it's very similar to what you get with normal Doctor Who box sets. You can't really see on camera, but the main slipcase itself, it's sort of like a dark blue colour, and they've got like the roundels of the TARDIS. See if I can get it into the camera here. So you might just be able to see if I just get it into the light. It's a lot better in real life, trust me. You'll know what I'm talking about if you own this. We have the Doctor Who logo at the centre as opposed to the left hand side, and we just basically have the image that is present on the actual main slipcase front cover, but we don't have those weird pattern things beside the 7th Doctor, because I just thought they were a bit weird. It just says here, Remembrance of the Daleks Special Edition. So nice that they've done this. Just take a look at the side. So yes, the side is kind of similar to the spines, but it's still blue. So we have the Doctor Who logo here. We have the Doctor, the Sylvester McCoy in this case, and Remembrance of the Daleks, BBC, and then To Entertain. Now the back is very, very different to the back of the actual thing. But again, it's the same sort of stuff that I've just read out. So all that's the same, it's just got a different presentation. So if you want to display it with the actual slipcase on, or you want to display it off, it's all entirely up to you. I display it without this, because I display this on a different shelf along with the box sets that I have, simply because I like everything to be uniform in my collection. So there we have the slipcase. Overall, absolutely brilliant DVD release. This has been released on DVD, I think, 3 times now. It was released... In fact, no, I think it was 4 times this was released. Because we had the original edition that came out like very, very early on in the DVD line. Like, you're talking like early 2000s, 2001, 2002, something around there. And it was the first 7th Doctor story to ever be released on DVD. As evident with many special edition covers, special edition covers are usually better than the original edition cover, because the original edition just had a Dalek on it and it just looked kind of crap, whereas, you know, this just has lots going on depending on what cover you look at. I mean, this cover right here is brilliant, but so is this one. 2 great covers there. And there's been some custom made covers for the other release as well, and they are good. You can find them on Google Images in case you actually own the original release. But the second time this was released, I believe a batch of Doctor Who stories DVDs were re-released again. I think it was 2006 or 2007, one of those years. But that was just basically a reissue of the original edition, like with all the special features it had, etc. The next time it was released was in the Davros box set, and that was a box set that basically featured all the Davros stories from the classic series. So we had Genesis, Destiny, Resurrection, Revelation, and this story. And I believe in that box set, this was the first time that the special edition appeared. And later on, the special edition was released on its own separately, which is why we have the Davros connections in disc 2 of this particular DVD release, which is great in my opinion. There's loads of special features on this. The cover is very nice, and the story itself is one of the best stories of all time. It's a great way to introduce you to the 7th Doctor. So if you want to skip season 24 and go straight into the best bits, start with this, because Remembrance of the Daleks is brilliant. And if you already own some of the stories, so if you own Genesis or whatever, then don't get the Davros box set, because then you'll end up owning it twice. What you can do instead is just get this particular DVD release. It's the best way to get it, because then everything just looks uniform in the collection, because you even get this as well. You get this and then you display it with all your other DVDs on your shelf, so you can display it in the middle of Dragonfire and the Happiness Patrol. And yes, great DVD release. I've nothing really bad to say about this release. It's the best way to own the story, in my opinion. So get Remembrance of the Daleks Special Edition, because you can get the slipcase. On a side note, I believe that the 5 Doctors Special 25th Anniversary Edition also had this treatment when that was released in 2008. So it was around the same time as this, maybe before or after this, I can't recall. This was released on DVD in 2009. This is when it was released, so it wasn't 2007 or 8, it was 2009. So it was just before they started having the purple logos at the top bit here. And the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Special Edition was released in 2008. That had a slipcase, but with me, for some reason, I never got that. I just ended up with the standard look that you see with more or less all of the classic series DVDs, barring a couple such as the two that were discovered nearly 3 years ago now, believe it or not. That was The Enemy of the World and The Web of Fear. But I'm rambling on. I'll just say, in a nutshell, Remembrance of the Daleks, excellent. Special features, excellent. Presentation, excellent. Would I buy it? Yes. There's the answer to all of your questions, whether to buy this or not. And that's my review of Remembrance of the Daleks Special Edition. I've been meaning to do this for years, but for some reason I just never got around to it. Easily one of the best Doctor Who stories of all time, and one of the best DVD releases in the classic range. So thank you very much for watching my Doctor Who DVD review of Remembrance of the Daleks Special Edition. I hope you all have a fantastic day, depending on whatever you're doing. Take care, guys, and I shall see you very soon for some more Doctor Who DVD reviews on this channel.